Cost of living in Cleveland, Ohio. Everything you wanted to know, from schooling, utilities, housing, income tax, sales tax, day in and day out life. If you're interested or thinking about moving here, you need to watch this video. So coming up, cost of living in Cleveland, Ohio. I got my coffee, grab yours, and let's get into it. Hey, it's Joel Gableman with Gableman Group and Real Brokerage. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We focus, of course, on real estate in Northeast Ohio, as well as family activities, fun things to do, cooking, whiskey, you name it. If I think it's going to be fun, then we're going to cover it. We focus on helping families transition to larger homes here in Northeast Ohio, whether you're in Cleveland already and you need more space because you got kids on the way, or your kids are just outgrowing, or family's outgrowing, you need an in-law suite, whatever it is, or you're relocating in from out of the city, out of the state, and we get calls even from people out of the country. Give us a call. Contact information is below. We love helping people. If nothing else, will point you in the right direction. So enough about that. Let's get into cost of living in Northeast Ohio. Now, I did do a video earlier. I'm going to post a link in one of the corners talking about the 7 things that surprised me most when I moved back. And I only bring that up because there is a little bit of an overlap specifically around housing costs. So you could hear a little bit about that there, but I am going to dive in. Might as well be a nice transition to talk about housing costs right now. Housing costs in Northeast Ohio is one of the driving factors that a lot of people look either to invest here, but to move here. So as a frame of reference, the national average home price is $348,000 in 2022. Now, comparing that to, you can look at either the city of Cleveland or the state of Ohio, but I'm going to focus on, in this example, specifically Cuyahoga County. That's the area where I live. There is obviously Lake, Summit, Geauga, Stark, other counties as well. If you want to know specifically about an area that I've not covered or outside of Cuyahoga County, say Hudson, then give me a call or text, I can tell you. But in Cuyahoga County, the median sales price was $207,000. Now, that number can be higher or lower, of course, but the median suburban price in Cuyahoga County of $207,000. That number is more than 40% lower than the national average. That just shows you how much bang for your buck you get here in Northeast Ohio. As I mentioned in one of the other videos, when I was moving here from San Francisco, I had friends that literally wanted to give me money to invest because the cost of a garage was more than the cost of a house here in Cleveland. Now I'm going to fast forward over to future Joel, who's going to show a list of homes, specific suburbs that are the most popular in Northeast Ohio, so you get more of a broader range of areas. And I'm also going to put a link to the PDF in the description, so if you want to download that, you can certainly download that link, but it's going to cover median prices of the more desirable areas. For example, Solon, Westlake, Pepper Pike, Moreland Hills, Avon, Rocky River, Beechwood, Shaker Heights. So you have a better idea of what average home cost of the areas that you're most interested in.
Here we go. This is market statistics by area. I'm not going to go through every single one, but high level wanted you to see these are the more desirable areas. So we've got Lakewood, active sold. This is for fourth quarter, September 1st through December 31st. And you can see what is sold. The average was 373, median 291. Rocky River, 443 average, 350 median. Westlake, 499 average, 402 median. These are all considered Shaker Heights. What is sold, 363, 309. Obviously, there are some outliers, high ones of 1.2 million. Beechwood, 448 average, almost 400, 398, 398 median.
Utility-wise, now, I do have a family of 5. Me, my wife, and I've got 3 boys, 2 6-year-old twins and a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old boy. So there's a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of baths and showers to take. So my utility bills are going to be different than yours. So if you have no kids or you've got 12 kids, adjust accordingly. The nice thing is I've got clients in more of the West Coast that are in Arizona, New Mexico, and they say that the water prices are really, really high because they're landlocked, very expensive. Fortunately, in Northeast Ohio, we are right up against Lake Erie, so we have a ton of fresh water. So as a frame of reference, water sewage is, I don't know, maybe 75, 80 bucks a month. Electricity is around 120 a month. I will say, when it gets cold here, and sometimes it gets really cold, specifically about a couple years ago, my in-laws were in town from Chicago. They stay, we have a full in-law suite in the basement, but I get cold, right? Hot air rises, cold air doesn't. They plugged in these little electric heaters. Now, I had no idea how much frickin' electricity these little guys suck out. But my bill for the month was over $300. And you can do what's called an average payment program or average payment plan. You have to check with the utility company. But what they do is they take the last 12 months, a little bit of a pro tip if you're thinking about budgeting. They'll take the last 12 months of utility bills and then they'll divide by 12. And whatever month you go lower or higher, it doesn't matter. They just charge you that same amount. So maybe my bill would be $175 every month, whether I used 120 or 300. But that's an idea that you can use for utilities. But on average, electric's around 125. Cable, we got rid of our cable. We have a Verizon plan that gives us Disney Plus and Hulu for free. It's really not for free, right? Because it's included in my bill for Verizon, but it's added on, so it's all part of the package. And we have Amazon Prime, so we get Amazon. But if you want NFL Sunday Ticket or some of the paid programming, HBO, Showtime, whatever else, then you could figure whatever the normal price is. It's not, I don't think, as far as my research went, a drastic difference in Northeast Ohio versus other parts of the country. And I'd say all in between gas, electric, water, sewer, you might be looking around $250-ish a month, $300 a month, again, depending on how much usage you use. Gasoline prices for the car currently, it's January 2023. Gasoline prices are right around $3.50 a gallon. Great app is called Gas Buddy. Put it on your phone, uses GPS, and it tracks who's got the lowest price gas. So if that's an issue for you, then you can just certainly drive and go somewhere else. And maybe it's an extra 30-second drive. Saves you a little bit of money, but Gas Buddy is a cool little app to use. Let's talk groceries. So again, I have 5 people in my household, and we cook a lot. We cook most lunches. Kids sometimes buy at school, but I would say 5 to 7 nights a week, we make dinner at home. I'm a huge foodie, so I'm always cooking. So we shop at Whole Foods, Costco. Pro tip, they deliver. I found this out last year. What a huge lifesaver. Costco, go online, get whatever you want, and they will deliver Costco food for you. I want to say for cooking 5, 7 nights a week, probably $1,000 to $1,200 a month would be my guess. I would say, my wife might say that's maybe a little low. So let's just say $1,100-ish, $1,200 a month. If you've got older kids, if you got more kids, less kids, obviously adjust accordingly. But that is a frame of reference around groceries. Let's talk taxes. My least favorite subject, but an important one nonetheless. In Ohio, sales tax is 5.75%, and each county is going to have an add-on of extra taxes for that county. So in Cuyahoga County, the add-on is 2.25%, bringing total taxes of 8%. So if you buy things in Cuyahoga County, then just add on an extra 8% in taxes. The other tax, if you're not from Northeast Ohio or you haven't lived here before, we have what's called RITA, which is the Regional Income Tax Agency. And what RITA does is it's an organization that acts to help consolidate the municipal taxes. So at the end of the year, if you get an envelope from RITA saying you owe taxes, it's real. So you got to pay your RITA taxes as well. And that obviously depends on where you go and where you buy things. Before I forget, schools. So I've got 3 kids. They go to private school. They're also young, so it's not crazy expensive, but expensive is relative. The most expensive private school is actually the number one in my research. I might have missed one that's even more expensive, but it's the number one private school in Northeast Ohio. That's Western Reserve Academy. Western Reserve Academy was a little bit north of $44,000 a year, and if you wanted to do boarding at Western Reserve Academy, it's a little bit north of $68,000 a year. Now, again, that is for the high school. Also of note, 2 things. One is around 48% of people there per niche.com did receive financial aid, and the average financial aid was around $37,000. So if you want to send your kid to private school, depending on your motivation, whether it's a religious denomination, whether it's all boys, all girls, whatever the motivation is that's important to you. If you have specific questions on private schools, by all means reach out to me. I'll also leave a description and the link in the description of niche.com on the schools and the best ranked schools in Northeast Ohio. And last but not least, property taxes. So I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. Ohio is the 13th worst state for property tax. Now, it is offset by the average price of homes. 1.56% average in the state of Ohio was the 13th worst in the country. We'll just do top 5 highest property taxes in Northeast Ohio. I'm going to put a little link up and below, so I'll also put a link in the description that you can download a rank of all the property taxes, so you can get an idea based on a specific area you want to live in. Obviously, case in point, you have Shaker Heights, which is a phenomenal city. Put a link in the corner here. I did a video if it's the perfect suburb in Northeast Ohio to live. There's a lot of compelling reasons to say yes, it is. But the property taxes are high, but the city services are great. You do get depression of value. So if you can live in one part of town with a monthly payment of $3,500 a month and another part of town with $3,500 a month, but one area property taxes are 4%, yes, 4%, I said 4%, that's a high number, but yes, and another part of town it's 2%, you're going to get, for the same monthly payment, a lot more house. So something to think about. If you have questions, let me know. I could go into more detail. But let's just get into it. South Euclid, Cleveland Heights was 4.22%. More than 4% property taxes. Let's break that down. A $200,000 house would be $8,400-ish per year, or $700 a month just in property taxes. It's my MBA hat that my banking days. It comes back. The numbers start rattling. Forgive me. I start rattling off numbers. My brain just starts thinking and calculating. Wow. But that's the average home price there is less than what you could find in most parts of the country. So trade-offs. 4%, 4%, 4% property taxes. It's a lot. Trade-off is city services, and the houses are not as expensive as other parts of the areas. I think we covered everything. Obviously, sales tax, housing costs. So if I missed something or you have specific questions, post it in the comments below. You can also just reach out, call, text, email me. Let me know. If there are other topics that you're interested in about Northeast Ohio, shoot them in the comments. If you agree or disagree, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And that covers everything on costs of living. Again, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. We come out with videos every week talking about different subject matters, between schools, good places to eat, food, you name it. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys soon in the next video.